Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kenny O from Mahalo.com coming to you with another character breakdown. Now, we got to do these character breakdowns. Why? Because they help you learn the ins and outs of drawing the character. Because I can teach you to draw the character, but if you learn to see the shapes and stuff like that in the character, it's going to be a lot easier for you to draw. Because the thing is, a lot of times people are like, I don't need to do that. Well, because maybe you're a little bit more advanced, or maybe, you know, could be you didn't know the right technique. But the more you draw, the less you kind of have to draw the real shapes because you'll see it in your head, so you can do the shortcut. But if you're starting out, it's really good to block out the character and then kind of just chisel it up. I mean, so what we do, like what I mean by that, you get real sketchy, you put in the shapes, then you go in there and start adding the detail. But when you get better, the less you see the shapes in your head, so you don't really have to mark them in as much. But that's why it's like one step at a time. So the breakdowns are really good to learn the ins and outs and stuff like that. So it's always really cool to check out. So we're going to take a look at all the shapes that make up this character. Well, one right here is a circle. And that's why it's really important to practice, the simple shapes when we draw, because if you can't draw a really good, oval or circle or square, you can't draw a full character like this. And so when people say, Kenny, I can't draw, I'm like, everybody can draw. It's like going to the gym. It's like, you're not going to go to the gym, if you've never been, and lift, 300 pounds on the bench press. You're just going to go drop it on your chest. And the same thing with drawing. You got to start at the basics, and people don't want to. And when I was drawing, when I taught myself how to draw, I'm like, I want to draw Batman. And I drew Batman, and he was way off, and he had short legs, and kids like, hey, he's got short legs, and I cried because I didn't block him out. So when we go back, let's go ahead, and the line of action is right there, and there's a triangle right here, and you can see that's pretty much her head right there. So if all we have to do is do some erasing and all that stuff, and then that's what I mean by kind of like chiseling out, but it'll be done very lightly with construction lines. Here's a little square. Now what I did to map out her body is kind of just get this shape right here, and then we draw the, see, so this line right here is her basic line of action. Depending on what the character's doing, if the character's maybe in a profile view, if she's in a profile view and she's running really fast, that's the line of action right there. And that's her. That's her arm right there. See, that's the line of action. And a lot of times, if you ever when you get older, depending how old you are, you guys watching this video, you're going to take live drawing, and you're going to do really maybe 10-second drawings of action poses. And you're basically just doing lines to get that line of motion. So that's why it's always really important to start off with that line that's going to tell the story of what your character's doing. So, and then we see right here what we do is we put circles on every joint of the arm. So I know her shoulder's going to be right there. We come down, that's another pivot point, and by the wrist. So, because then, let's say her arm's like that. Well, since her arms can pivot pretty much up and down, I'll erase this. Well, I can have her arm right here. And so I have pivot points, so then I can have like maybe, her hand like that. That's why we draw little circles right there, because then we know that's where the arm, pivots. So there we go. And then this right here is basically a square or rectangle right there, as you can see. So, but we'll put that back. And what I did for her, normally when I draw legs, I draw like kind of this position, because then the leg can kind of come from here. You can see how we did that. We add the shorts, add this line right here, draw the shorts. See, and I have the leg down right there. And you're almost basically drawing underwear if you think about it. Yes, I said underwear. And like, see, even if the character's standing straight, you have the legs right there. So remember that. That's kind of a good, way to remember. Stick figure. Here, it's got a little bit. Shoulders right here. And then, we can come here, triangle. Let's say the character is doing a flying jump kick. Hee-yah! Wow. See that little triangle? From there, I get the legs. But, well, Princess, she might do a flying jump kick. I mean, she was in Smash Brothers, and she was in Super Mario Strikers. So, yeah. And the hair, when we were doing the hair, we were just getting kind of loose. Her hair is kind of like, when I mapped it out, I just did a circle because, you know, it is a big mass. And then from there, let's go ahead and use black. And we're going to go ahead and thin it up. So, because from there, I'm like, oh, okay, see, then I can add the detail. Yeah, got my marker? Ah, really thin. One line, so here we go. Ah, Kenny, fail. There it is, see? All right, so from there, we could just, it's like, as soon as we have the mass out, we can go like, ah, okay, that's where our hair is. And you can kind of clean it up. So it's always good to kind of just map out, you know, very loose and everything like that, the drawing. So let's say we want to draw her, you know, traditionally. We want to draw her like in a princess outfit. Okay, well, and let's not use black because she's a princess. We got to use pink. So let's go here to pink. So here we go. We have her head. And then we're going to put in her body. And let's get that line of action right there. It's okay. And we're going to put kind of an oval because she is a girl. A little bit of a square. And she wears a big poofy dress. So we just kind of draw a triangle. And then I'm going to poof these shoulders out a little bit. And add her arms right here. Let's see. That's kind of Princess Peach. You know. And then we have her eyes. I'm going to use a different color, black, to put those in. And her nose. And her mouth. There we go. Let's do another mouth. There it is. And you can see, got there. But you know, and then we come and clean it up. You know, we add those little ruffles right there. And you can see, you know, we can clean that up and make the Princess Peach as we know. Just by those simple shapes. And this is what I mean by like, you know, just blocking in those simple shapes, because then it's really easy to, you know, finish the character. See, so that's why it's really good to learn those simple shapes, because then if we just block out the characters to very simple shapes, and we see those simple shapes that make up those characters when we draw them, we just go from here, but you're going to do it in pencil, of course, and just, you know, clean up the drawing. Just like I am right now. And that's why. That's why we practice circles. That's why we practice lines. That's why we practice ovals. So, you know, if you're new to drawing and you're watching this video, go ahead and take some time. Fill up a sketchbook. Fill it up full of circles. I know we want to have a sketchbook full of awesome drawings, but because, you know, that's another thing. You got to drop your ego at the door when we're drawing. You know, you can't. A lot of times it's all about ego, and you don't want to have a sketchbook of circles and lines and stuff, because then someone says, "Let me see your sketchbook," and you're like, "Circles? What are you?" You know, just that's one thing. That's another thing in drawing. You know, you gotta, you know, not be afraid to make a few mistakes. Well, guys, this has been Kenny O from Mahalo.com. I hope you found this video useful. If there's a character you would like to see broken down and for me to teach you how to draw, send that request to request@mahalo.com. I've been getting a lot of requests and some artwork. It's been really cool, and I'm working on those. It's me, the one-man team. I got Gene as well. He helps me produce the show as well. So, you know, we work on these as fast as possible, and I want to thank everyone, each one of you guys for watching. And that's it. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.